Welcome back to the B Team. I'm your host, Mike Silvestri, with Colin Muller and Jacob Gassler.
That's him.
We're here, and we are the B Team. Keep following, keep liking our stuff. The Shohei video and the Lucas draft video, they are up. They're on YouTube. They are on all platforms. They are really, really good stuff, especially the Lucas episode. If you're involved in the draft or looking forward to it and need some help on fantasy, players over the radar, definitely 100% check that out. It is a very good episode. My buddy Lucas from Westchester, he's a great draft little analyst. He was like top percentile in the countrywide draft with Daniel Jeremiah, Field Yates, all the big name draft analyst guys. He knows his shit. So check that video out. We're going to be dropping a lot more with him in the next coming weeks leading up to the draft. So keep liking our stuff, keep subscribing, keep tagging, showing your friends, and we will repay you in the future when we get big. Good start there, and we will
be coming on a bunch.
We're gonna talk about Muller's golf video, which also premiered today at 12. He tried to break 35, and I'm not going to say what you did because we're gonna let y'all figure that out. And while you watch it, but
I mean, they should know by now.
Yeah,
when
they
this
should.
Comes out, they should know.
So what do you think about your performance overall? I watched it, and it looked great. Go ahead.
I mean, I thought I was pretty good. A lot of people are going to question it. They're going to question my ability and wonder why I'm trying to break 35. I mean, you got to challenge yourself. The kid's got to challenge himself. I can't shoot low 70s, but last time I checked, 35 plus 35 equals 70, and I did not shoot that. So I don't know why people would think I could.
So your range is usually like high 70s to like low 80s, though.
Yeah.
But sometimes you will hit low 70s.
No. Never hit it.
So what's like your best score overall that you have recorded to this date?
78.
78? That's still pretty freaking good, man. I mean, I can't even break 100, so.
It is good. I think you're close.
I am close.
I say at the end of the video, I dropped what you shot earlier.
I did. I know.
I do think that's 3 strokes.
Thank you for shouting me out, by the way.
That is literally you just not being a moron on some of these.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm going to let everyone in on a little secret here into Mike's brain when he golfs. He likes to think, there's nothing wrong with this. He likes to think that he is like the second coming of Tiger Woods.
I have to.
And that's perfectly fine. But at some point, the expectations have to be somewhat like reasonable. Like when you're below a tree in the woods and you're trying to go for the green still, when you have a very good iron game, just chip it out and try and hit it up there. Don't get stuck in the trees. Mm-hmm. Like that is literally where you lose shots. And like I think you could easily get to 90, even into the high 80s, if you just knocked that off and just played golf.
I think for me, what I've noticed between even when we were golfing with your dad and your mom, when I have one bad shot, it kind of spirals into a couple bad shots where then I'm shooting 7s, 8s. When I met Mr. Benzing, I dribbled one, maybe about like 30 yards.
That was after you hit it 40 yards to the right.
Yes. But if I can just find that consistency, because that day the drives were good, and honestly, I feel a lot better driving and I feel a lot better chipping. It's just being consistent with my irons, not having dribblers, having a stinger. Just, I don't care if it goes over the green, but at least get me some air yardage where I don't have to waste 2 shots going for 50 to 100 yards, something like that. Not 50 to 100, 100 to 150 yards.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very confident in my game, and I think on Friday when we do golf, because I'm definitely down, hopefully it's not mucky out and crappy out, but I have a good feeling that I'm going to do well. I really do. I'm trying to... Golf can get you down that hole where you're just so negative and you can't escape it. It's the only sport besides baseball that you're really like, man, I can't get out of this rut. But
the thing is,
if you can overcome
this is a huge part of it. You have to implement this strategy of like you're going to have probably 5 or 6 bad shots.
I know that.
Like in my head when I play, I'm like, I'm going to have 5 or 6 bad shots. So when it happens, I'm just like, I've already implemented that. Like I'm still on pace to shoot whatever score I'm trying to shoot, and you also can't go in and expect like trying to shoot a score. You just have to try and play the best you can.
No, for sure. Like
if you go in trying to shoot a 99, which we are trying to do, I get that. That's the whole point of the video.
But I don't think about that at all.
That's good.
And I don't want to because of that reason. Because once I'm actually aiming for a score, subconsciously, I'm not thinking about it. But if I was, that's how I know I would struggle. I think the biggest thing is eliminating those dribblers. If I could shank it 50 yards to the right, but if it at least has the distance where the green is in foresight right there, then that's better. I think, and what I noticed when we did golf is I had a couple of those, but compared to my other times when we golfed at Sawmill, they were like endless.
Yeah.
But that day felt really nice, and I want to just keep building on it because now we're going to get better, and we're going to break 100. I know it's going to happen.
It's happening,
and I cannot wait.
Just like I'm going to break 75 this year. We're doing it.
Yeah.
I
don't care where it's at either. Sawmill, Southmore.
I was only a few over par when I filmed this video. Like only a few over par, and I hit 14% of fairways. I hit 22% of greens in regulation. Like that is dog shit. That's bad. But I only had 2 bad shots. Like my approaches were just horrible, but then my short game was good. Like I averaged 1.78 putts. Well, that's not bad. When you and I watched it, we thought my putting and my short game like wasn't great, but the stats are saying that it actually was what saved me. You know, like if I didn't have a good short game that day, I'd probably shoot mid 40s, high 40s.
I didn't think I should have been a little bit more clear. It wasn't
the putting was bad on that one hole.
Yes, but I think you had some very unlucky breaks. Like the one, it was just straight on and then somehow just veered to the right, like bad read.
Dude, the one that got stuck on the hill and rolled all the way to my feet.
Yes.
That was brutal. That one hurt.
And also the lipper.
I don't know if you saw that, Gas.
The lipper as well. I mean, you were not 3-putting like usually what I do. Like you had one good putt that was there and then you cleaned it up. Like that's simple. You got screwed on that lip. On hole, what was it, 7, I think, where that par 3. That par 3 is tough, and I don't know why. It's just the way the layout is of the landscape. But your drives were excellent. Your irons were excellent. Your wedging was good. I mean, it was a really clean game from you. It's just the short game kind of just bit you in the ass. I mean, you did what you had to do. There wasn't
I did what I had to do to win. Just wasn't my day.
Yeah, but listen, you're going to get back at it. I'm going to get back at it. And hopefully we'll be able to keep recording these golf videos where we can then, when at least I'm good enough, we can get drinking involved and other games like
we
that would be fun.
Set up as we speak.
We do.
So, but yeah, that's the golf. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I understand that when it got to the greens, it was very bright. I don't know what happened there.
Are the trackers like tough to edit?
I'm not gonna lie. When I went, so I had to clean up a lot of space on my computer. And when I went to do the trackers,
Is it like too much?
It was too much space for what I had left. So yeah, there's no trackers on this video, but there will be in the future because the trackers are very easy to put in.
Okay,
it's just my computer told me to F off this week. So
fair enough.
We cleaned that up. We'll be back at it. Trackers will be in.
Did you shoot the back 9 there?
I didn't play the back 9.
You just did the front 9?
Just the front.
Nice. Yeah. Well, yeah. So go watch the video again on YouTube. Like, subscribe. Give Muller his flowers. He will be back. Check it out if you want or not. Obviously, he didn't. But yeah, check it out. It's a good video. And yeah. So with that being said, we were going to get into this last episode, but the baseball segment was great. We had a lot of good information, a lot of good opinions, a lot of good thoughts on the first 4 or 5 games of the year. We're going to jump into the NFL. Our buddy Gas here has got this guy on his dynasty team who is a hot commodity for a lot of players, coaches, GMs of the dynasty leagues. Rashee Rice has not been found, apparently. I mean, I don't know if you've heard any news, but he was in a car accident back in his hometown in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
There was a car registered under his name.
Did you see the video?
Yeah, I did. It was bad.
He looks out of his mind.
Yeah. So Rashee Ruggs is back at it, and
that's a low blow.
Gassy. That's just the most unfortunate news for you. Luckily, you have the ammunition to kind of back it up. But if he gets suspended or gets indicted or something, I mean, that's rough for you.
Maybe a 3 to 4 game suspension.
Well, the thing is, yeah, no one died. So it was like a 6-car crash, and there was 2 people injured, but no one did die. But the fact that it was kind of like a hit and run in a way, where like there was pictures of him walking on the highway.
So we know it was his fault, right? Like you don't run unless it's your fault.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a little bit of suspicion.
Video, it did not look like him.
It kind of did though. No.
I didn't think it looked like him.
Well, I mean, in the
Can we pull up
photo.
the video? Find the photo.
You're
Or
gonna
the
ask me-
video. Find the video.
You do it.
Okay.
Because remember last time I went to send you a picture of the coaches?
Do you have YouTube on here?
Yeah. Here, give me.
Yeah, I can't find anything in there.
So we're looking up the Rashee Rice video.
Yes.
Correct? Okay.
I just don't see a way that, like, in my mind, if it's not my fault or if I don't think it's my fault, there's never a shot I run. Not only that, but I probably don't have the balls to run. But I feel like no one in their right mind runs away if it's not their fault.
Okay, here we go. So I'm going to,
Like, it had to be his fault. Or he was really messed up.
of course, there's a,
Was probably hammered.
Yeah, the video.
it was 6 p.m. It was only 6 p.m. on like a fucking midway through the week.
Was it college basketball?
I don't know.
All right, here we go.
Hold on.
Kansas City Chiefs star Rashee Rice after this major car crash on North
Oh,
Central
wait. Back that up.
So
Back that
he's
up, back
in the
that up.
Corvette.
Right now, Dallas police are looking for a Kansas City Chiefs
That's
star,
him.
Rashee Rice.
Yeah, so he was racing.
Car crash.
Yes, he
So
was
he was
racing.
racing.
Yep.
It caused a huge backup for several hours.
So he was racing. Wait. All right, back it up again. Restart it. I need to know what the first car was thinking. You really thought you were going to squeeze through there?
Rashee Rice.
I feel bad for that silver car. That silver car was just minding their own business, probably having a great day, driving home from work, just like, can't wait to see my family and kids. And then these two, zoom, just sandwiched him. What's this part?
And we do expect to hear more on Rashee Rice's connection to this crash that happened on
he
Saturday
was racing.
night and was caught on video and also involved 6 cars total. Now here is the dash cam video that shows a Lamborghini SUV and Corvette speed by on Central Expressway.
He does have
near
speed.
Lover's Lane before crashing
In and out of the
taking
car.
4 other cars in the process. But then we also see 3 men inside the Lamborghini get out and leave on foot. Dallas police say the people inside the Corvette also left the scene before officers arrived. And police sources tell us that one of these speeding vehicles is registered to Rice, an SMU grad, although it's not confirmed if he was in one of the vehicles. That's why these same sources say Dallas police are trying to find and talk to him. 2 people from the other vehicles were taken to a hospital for minor injuries. 2 more were treated on scene, but attorney Mark Linehan is
All right,
already
so
representing one of the victims. And said
I'm just trying.
crashes like
That's fine,
this
Mike. I'm just trying to figure this one out. Like, so we don't even know if he was in the car.
No, but he's got balls if he's letting anybody drive his damn Corvette. I'm sorry. If I had a Corvette, I'm not letting anyone drive. Not even
Who
my
said he
father.
let them?
What, oh,
What
you
it-
think they just stole his vehicle? I
So-
mean, it could happen.
But think about it. A lot of guys, like, they have their group. They live together. They probably, maybe just one day are like, yo, let's go race on the highway. He's at practice. He probably has nothing. He doesn't know about it. They go do this. He goes home from practice and sees this on the news. All of a sudden, they come home all sweaty and gross.
So this is TMZ, but admitted to being involved in the car crash and then a couple other things.
So he did admit.
Yeah. Chiefs wide receiver to cooperate with Dallas authorities, NFL monitoring situation.
Interesting. No one died, though.
No one died, though, and
But he
he
was
wasn't
racing.
going 140 on the highway like Henry. So,
Still, he was clearly speeding.
yeah, he was clearly in the wrong, and so was his buddy in the Lamborghini SUV. But suspension, there's a lot they still have to uncover here.
Honestly, if anyone should go down for this, the dude in the SUV should go down because at least he got over into a lane that was still a lane, and he probably wouldn't have hit the silver car had the SUV not been a dumbass and tried to drive on the center. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, at least Rashee Rice is doing the right thing here.
Yeah.
And it's like
Are the other people?
cooperating.
Are the other people?
Who knows? But yeah, that guy, I don't know what the hell he was doing. This ain't GTA.
That makes
bro.
no sense.
This ain't GTA.
Makes
If
no
you can only
sense.
do that in the shoulder, you ain't doing that in the left lane.
Like,
That dude was probably jamming in his car, like on his way home from work. Bam.
I'm telling you, that silver car, there's only one type of person that drives that car, and it's a person that has a wife and kids at home, just wants to get home, watch his Yankees win another game, and relax, drink a beer.
Watch his Rangers win another game. Texas Rangers guy.
I mean, after this weekend, he's probably a Yankees fan now. But I feel bad for him.
What do you think, Ass? I mean, you're the one who owns him. In Dynasty.
Jesus,
Christ.
Mike. Wow.
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 I did not mean it like that.
Mike.
And you're a Dynasty shareholder of Rashee Rice. What do you think of this situation?
I mean, sounds bad too.
I had a player, a fellow Dynasty player, offer me T. Higgins straight up for Rashee Rice and a first and second in this year's draft. I don't know how he thought that was going to happen. I don't think this tanks Rashee's value that low. I think he's going to be suspended a few games. If he gets indicted with a hit and run, I mean, I don't think he'll go to jail. He is going to probably have to give up his whole rookie contract to whoever got injured in that. But as far as on the field goes, I don't think he'll miss a full season.
Hold up a minute. You're trying to tell me that someone is offering you T. Higgins, a first-round pick, and a second-round pick for Rashee Rice?
No. Rashee Rice in the picks for T. Higgins.
Oh, yeah.
Ridiculous.
Never mind.
Ridiculous. In this year's draft.
Yeah, I know who that is too. But
They're acting like this dude's going to be with Henry Ruggs.
That's my point. He's not going to be in there with Henry.
Yeah,
Ruggs
no, that
for
was-
serving 15 years.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
gonna be
no.
fine.
Agreed. So nothing really to worry about. Maybe just a little suspension. You'll be fine anyways. But
Put Marvin in there.
yeah, at least he's doing the right thing and he's actually cooperating rather than just hit and running. I mean, he still kind of fled his own vehicle, which is very suspicious. But
I
I
mean,
think he
when
probably had to be intoxicated because, like, if you just get in a crash and you're not drunk, it's like, all right, I messed up, but I have to talk to the police now, or I'm gonna go to jail for no reason.
that's what I
if
mean.
run.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe he was intoxicated, but now maybe he did help his situation by running because if he was drunk, now we don't know.
yeah,
That's true.
That is
That's
true. That is true.
He just helped his stock. His stock just went up.
He hit the dip. They were looking for him, bro.
He hit
Yep.
the 4.540 and he was out.
When it hit. Oh, man. All right, so this is a big turnaround. Rashee Rice, smart guy. Good turnaround.
What do you think he was drinking?
I don't know.
Rum and Cokes.
Rum and Cokes. He seems like a rum and Coke type
I
of
could
guy.
see him. Maybe a vodka Red Bull.
Rum and Coke, maybe like
SMU, vodka Red
a
Bull.
vodka Sprite with a splash of crayon type of guy. I don't know.
Maybe a frozen Marg. It looked warm that day.
Yeah, that's true.
They were in tank tops.
They were. They were drinking Henny. Wait, what'd you say?
Nothing.
I couldn't hear him at all.
In other news, Kansas City signed someone to fill the void, Carson Wentz.
I love that people like throw this out. But why is it such a big deal though? Like I don't really understand. Like he's a backup quarterback. That's his.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes has to be watching over his
but
shoulder.
people like laugh their ass off. It's like, yo, my God, like look at the news. Okay, maybe it's because we're obviously in Philly, but like it's Carson Wentz. Like you know, he's not starting. He's a backup. I mean, it's
That's
not.
what you think.
It's not a terrible decision. I mean, there are a lot of other bad backups out there that have jobs, but
Mike, you forget that if he didn't get injured, he would have won MVP.
I know that he probably would have won MVP and Super Bowl MVP. Like, I don't see like the like justification of like, oh my God, like this is the craziest move ever. Like, yo, haha, Carson Wentz to the Chiefs. I'm like, it's Wentz. I mean, you could have fucking Joe Flacco or Tim Boyle. Like, where's his recognition of what the hell are you doing? Like, this is funny, but I don't understand it. But again, we live in Philly. Close to Philly, a lot of Birds fans here, so they hyperbolize the shit out of it.
Yes.
But who else was their other backup? Do you guys know? Was it Blaine Gabbert? I think it was Blaine Gabbert.
Was it?
I can't think either. But yeah, Carson Wentz gets signed. Back in football. I think he was on the Commanders last year as a backup or something. I don't know. But
the Rams.
The Rams.
Blaine
yes.
Gabbert.
Blaine Gabbert. Yeah, it was Blaine Gabbert. So he's still around. He's still making his bread. He's got experience. I mean, he'll be fine. I mean, it's the most potent offense in the league, so can't really hate. He's probably happy about that.
Yep.
So
in other news, this is the last thing I have written down. Zeke and Dak may be running this thing back.
is Zeke? Did they sign him?
There's no news on it yet, but it's being rumored very heavily that he's coming home. I like it. I like it. If he gives us 2/3 of what he just did in New England, it's worth it. It is.
Mm-hmm.
For a power back like him, it's worth it. And then we'll go draft a running back in the draft. I don't know.
I could see y'all actually taking Blake Corum.
Yeah, me too.
I could see it happening.
Get
I mean,
Zeke, and then you got him behind him. It's worth it.
It seems like Jerry likes the power type of running backs.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not really for the speedy, quick guys besides receiver. But when it comes to running backs, I think he wants someone who's physical, could just gain yardage and fall forward rather than backwards.
And that's Zeke. And if this was the plan the whole time to get Zeke back, and then we're going to draft Corum, I'm cool with it. That would make up for everything that he just did in free agency, minus the fact that Dak Prescott isn't going to be a Cowboy next year. I'm not saying it was okay what he did in free agency. It's not by any means, but it makes it easier to swallow that we have have a running back, that there was an actual plan. I just want to know that there was a plan. You know,
it doesn't look like there's a plan.
I don't care what happens. I just need to know that there was a plan, because with Jerry, I'm just convinced that I'm never going to see a Super Bowl again. I won't see one until his kid dies, and that's if I outlive his kid, because who knows, with modern science, he might be able to pay to live till he's 500. That will be bad for every generation of Cowboys fan for the rest of the time.
Can you just fill me in a little bit on this Dak Prescott situation? Because we've talked about this all the time, though.
Just come back to me in like end of January, late February. Just come back to me then. There's nothing to talk about.
I'm saying his contract though, because
but there's nothing to talk about, because unless he gets extended, like there's nothing.
He has to play out
his
contract.
So like he's gonna play out the contract this year. Like he's gonna play.
Yeah, of course.
But there's no point in talking about this stuff. I don't know why ESPN keeps talking about it. I mean, I know why, because we do numbies, but that there's no point talking about it until after the season, because that's when everything's gonna happen. I know for a fact he ain't gonna get extended now, summer, during the season. It's not going to happen, because they're going to wait to see if he can produce next year. And if he does it again, the Cowboys are going to be screwed, because they're going to have to pay him the money, which is fine, because I'm a big Dak fan. But come back to me in late February when it's the deadline day.
I don't think we talk about that enough, though. I'm not just saying Dak, but like that scenario where a quarterback plays well enough. It's kind of like the Steelers with like Tomlin. Like the quarterback plays well enough and puts up good numbers that he earns a contract just based off those numbers independently.
Yeah.
Rather than, dude can't win a fucking playoff game or a Super Bowl. They just keep bringing it back because they show and they know that they can produce, but they deep down will they take you all the way. It's just one of those.
Well, let's look at this. Since Dak has come into the league, name the quarterbacks that have won a Super Bowl.
I don't even know when Dak came into the league.
There's three.
Like
2016.
2016?
There's three.
That
have won a Super Bowl.
I mean, Mahomes, obviously. Matty
Stafford.
Stafford and Brady.
Yeah. So the whole, this is where I don't get the logic of what you just said, which there's nothing wrong with it, because it is a valid point.
Mm-hmm.
But you could say that for literally the rest of the league. They can't win you the big one.
That's true.
Which, like, think about all the quarterbacks, because not every team's had the same quarterback all those years. And you're telling me that it's a problem that he can't win the Super Bowl? And it's not, it's everyone says this about Dak. He can't win the Super Bowl. Well,
he's got the star on his helmet. That's why
there's three guys that have won a Super Bowl
Brady and
since
Mahomes.
he entered the league. And you know who has the best winning percentage since he entered the league? It's him and Mahomes. So I don't want to hear this stuff about how Dak can't win the big one, because for one, he hasn't even made it to the big one. So let's not talk about him winning the big one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you want to talk about winning the big one, let's talk about all the guys that have made it there, lost, and never gone back, because that's a bigger issue. That's a bigger issue. And Dak Prescott is fully capable of getting us there. This year, I'm convinced they would have gotten there had the defense been even a little bit competitive. I think Dan Quinn was already in Washington at the end of the year. I really do.
So you still believe in him 100%?
Yes.
To take you all the way?
Yes. People are going to roll their eyes and say a bunch of crap about it, but like, all right, how many Super Bowls? The only people I can listen to are Rams fans, Chiefs fans, and Patriots fans. Other than that, I don't want to listen to you, because your quarterback couldn't do it either. You know what I mean?
So you're
and then think about it. All right, we get rid of Dak. Who do we have at quarterback?
True.
Who are you going to go get? Who are you going to go get that can get you to the big one and win it? Are you going to go get Patrick Mahomes? No. Are you going to go get Stafford? No.
I know what you're saying. I mean,
you're going to get Brady? He's retired. He ain't coming back.
I know that.
You're not getting a guy that's as good as Dak that can win that big one if you get rid of Dak. So you might as well keep Dak there and just try and win it throughout the rest of his career, because he is an MVP level quarterback. He proved it last year, and he's proved it before that.
With that contract, I don't even think they have an option, bro. And that's kind of where I was getting to, like when it comes to that plan that you think or don't.
No,
think
they
that
have an
Jerry
option.
has.
They could extend him right now, and it would drop the salary hit to about 15 to 20, and that would be massive. But it's the fact that they aren't offering the amount that he's worth. And I'm on Dak's side here because, listen, we could talk about Brady and how he took pay cuts, and that's why they were able to win Super Bowls, because they were able to get guys. But at some point, like, the money's just different today. Like, you are able to pay your quarterback and still build a team. Chiefs did it. They won all those years. You can say, yeah, the money went up and now Mahomes isn't the top paid quarterback, whatever. But in that moment, he was. Mm-hmm. And they still won. So for Jerry Jones to say that he can't pay Dak that money is just blasphemous, because you pay him the money now, you extend it over a bunch of years because you know he's going to play a bunch of years. Just have it go 8 years, whatever. Build a team around him. We have the guys. Sign them. Jerry Jones just doesn't want to sign the players. He doesn't want to spend the money because his big money, I bet you, isn't even in the Cowboys. Mm-hmm. Bet you it's in other stuff. So he doesn't give a shit about the Cowboys.
Yeah,
Cowboys are like this toy on the side that brings in money for him to spend on other stuff.
For sure.
And it's just building it up for his kid to have it when he dies, which is coming soon probably from the looks of it. And his kid looks like a fucking moron. And he talks out of his ass all the time. I'm fucking tired of it. Yeah.
It's just, when I look, this is my last thing here. When I look at that contract, again, like, I'm going to be real with you. Do I think he can win a Super Bowl? No. Do I think they possibly have the team to win it? Yes. And I just don't think Jerry knows how to manage both of those separately and at their own face value. I think with the contract of Dak, it's a tough contract because he's getting paid a lot of money, but the only way you can really make money from that Dak contract is either extending him, like you said, or restructuring the contract to do other things for the other aspect of football, which is your offense and your defense. But I think Jerry is very tentative. It seemed like at the start he was all in on Dak, but now the last couple of years he's kind of flourished away from it.
So that's something that I actually do think he is all in on Dak.
You still think he is?
He's not all in on spending money.
So you think it's the other way around?
Everything will always come back to Jerry spending money. Look why Zeke left, because Jerry didn't want to spend money. Dak will leave because Jerry doesn't want to spend money. If Dak leaves, it's because Jerry didn't want to spend money.
So they're the Athletics, essentially.
Yes, they're turning into the Athletics. I think Jerry's setting himself up to die, and he wants to make sure his kids have all the money.
The next 2 years, bro, are going to be, or probably next year,
Jerry should sell the team.
Yes, he should. I think next year is going to be a very hot on the seat, edge of the seat offseason for you guys, because Micah, CD, like
Jerry Jones on the hot seat. I will come for his job.
Based off his history, what do you think is going to happen? I don't think he's going to bring it back. Maybe he's going to bring back
Dallas
one of those
Cowboys
guys.
are unfair. Jerry is in there. That's what you're going to hear from me down in Dallas if I go down there. That's my last point.
Yeah. I love how we get into it. I feel like we get into the Cowboys more than we do the Jets now.
Because they do numbies.
They do numbies. Yeah, so do the Jets. I mean, we can. Okay, wait. Now, there is something we could talk about real quick. Hasson Reddick is now a Jet.
Yep.
I thought it was.
Eagles fans are not
I didn't
happy.
really think it was a bad trade. I mean, besides the conditional pick.
No,
that
you
they
guys fleeced them.
Well, I'm hearing a lot of things that the Eagles fleeced us, or we fleeced the Eagles. I actually thought it was a pretty even trade all around.
Who'd you guys give them?
We gave up a pick. And
but who'd they get?
We let Bryce Huff walk.
Yes.
And they signed
so you guys let Bryce Huff walk, who's not close to Hasson Reddick.
No.
And then you guys gave him a trash pick for Reddick. You guys fleeced them. The only people that won't say you guys fleeced them, Mike, be proud of this.
No.
You fleeced them.
Listen.
Like, the only people that won't say they got fleeced are Eagles fans.
You
guys fleeced them.
I just think that the sample size between both. Yeah. All right. Clap it up.
1-0. You guys are already 1-0, man. And Aaron Rodgers is coming back. You have a step up on the competition. You're 1-0. Cowboys are 0-1 right now. You could be us. We had a 2-shot swing right there.
I mean, we might be. We're definitely over 500 for the offseason right now.
Absolutely.
I think
I don't even know if you guys have lost.
the Bryce Huff thing, you can't really compare the both, in my opinion, because Bryce Huff is a whole different role than Hasson Reddick. Yes, he's a pass rusher, so is Reddick, but we only use Bryce for third down situations. We only used him for a couple of first, second down. He's not a run game stuffer. He's not good in the run game. He's okay. He's a pass rusher. He is an excellent elite pass rusher. I think Hasson Reddick not only adds that to the game, but also adds in the run game stuff, which Bryce Huff didn't have.
I think you get more impact.
Yes,
Like you
agreed.
last year, you were missing impact players. Like you have a couple. You have a couple, but you need to have a team that has at least 2 or 3 on each side of the ball. I don't think you had that all the time on defense.
I mean,
which is why you guys.
It was for the line besides Quinnen Williams and like Jermaine. I think
There was no
JFM,
consistent guy. Though.
yeah, JFM, guys, is like he's not that guy. He's good. He's not that impact guy like Muller's saying. Hasson Reddick is,
Yeah.
and I like what he's doing, getting all this defensive stuff figured out before going to the draft. The only thing that's not figured out yet is safety, which I think they will attack in the draft. I think they're going to go that way, but it's not. Listen, I don't think it's bad for the Eagles or the Jets. I think Hasson Reddick giving that conditional third that could turn into a second round pick in 2026. That's fine. I don't care. Like he has to meet his incentives, and he's also a 1-year rental. We can use him. He's kind of like Soto right now. He plays 1 year. We let him walk. We get a pick back, or we pay him. So it's kind of a win-win regardless. So good shit, Joe Douglas. We're gonna take Brock Bowers in the draft. Just wanted to say that.
Joe Douglas, you know that dude was really feeling himself when he tweeted out how we feeling Jets fans after
Woody.
tweeting out like
He always does that
or
shit.
yeah,
Fucking
whatever.
Woody.
Whatever.
Johnson.
Yeah, Woody. But like he was feeling good when that got tweeted out.
It was random. Like it was a completely out of the blue
Well, wasn't
trade.
it the
Very,
like,
very
day
random.
before he was like Jets fans got to calm down, like we're doing something. I thought I
No,
saw
he-
something like that.
he
Maybe
likes
I'm
to
thinking of
just-
a different team.
Yeah, he
But
likes to just
that
gas
came
up.
out right after, and I thought that they were connected. I think he was. I think Jets fans like he had gotten a few tweets saying like, "Are we going to do something with this and this and this?" And
He
then
does like to throw hints out there.
Yes, he
When
does.
The draft they took Sauce. He made this little video before the draft where he was looking at their big board and it was like covered up,
Yeah.
obviously. And he was like, up here, this is where we got the secret sauce. He said something like that.
all right, so
So he's-
we got to watch this guy like a hawk.
Yeah, we
The next like 3 weeks, we have to. Every week. All right. Before we come to the show, we have to go through all of his social medias. We have to.
Woody. Yeah. I mean, again,
We have
Joe,
to scrub that thing.
I'm down. We'll scrub Woody's Twitter. Tweeter.
That was tough to get out there.
It was. Listen, Joe Douglas has done everything he's needed to do to save his job. He's spending money. I feel like back in the day we wouldn't, or we would spend it on premium or non-premium positions like Le'Veon, $56 million for 3 years type shit. He's doing what he's got to do. He's doing the right thing, and he's got a plan. I know he does.
Yep.
I think in the draft, I don't know, man. I don't want him to trade down. I don't want to see a trade down scenario unless they trade back. But I see Brock. I'm leaning towards Brock. I think it's going to happen. But the defense is set. Now it's just offense, and we just go from there. From there, we let the boys play, and we see how they do. We don't worry. We take it for what it is, and we protect Aaron, and we get him the weapons he needs or the protection he needs.
What was that
Maybe one of
video?
those.
What was that video
What video?
that you sent? The Cardinals guy. What was his name?
So shout out to Michael Curdy. He sent this in my group message.
That is
Fantastic
insane.
video.
He's just buzzing on these phones.
So Monty Ossenfort of the Arizona Cardinals, general manager. This was last year where they traded.
He
They
just
had
was working the phones.
They had the number 4 overall pick, or I think it was number 3. They traded the number 3 away to Houston. Was working the phones, thinking about deals. Okay, call me back. Okay, let me know when you're ready. Bam, bam, bam. Traded back, got the deal. Then was making calls with either Raiders or Detroit. Raiders, they were taking someone. They didn't want to do whatever. And then was trading with Brad Holmes of the Lions, working the phones, cooking the phones,
Yep.
Traded back up. So if you watched the draft last year, Arizona was making moves, getting ammunition, giving away ammunition. The video is excellent. I mean,
it was
just the
like-
backstory and like the scenes of what he does and what a GM probably does. I mean, that was electric.
Dude, he was having like 3 calls a minute. 3 calls a minute. He was just like, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'll call you back.
And
See
he
you
was
later.
also asking
Yeah.
how many minutes we had.
Hey, bud, how you doing? What you thinking? But all right, next one. Just like
Straight to the
constantly,
point.
He was phenomenal.
Did you watch that, guess?
No.
Oh,
You gotta watch it. It's
we'll show
crazy.
you after
It's crazy.
the pod. It was awesome, but
It reminds me of that Joe Douglas video.
Mhm.
Where they showed him calling every single team for like 10 picks, trying to trade up.
those are the honestly when it comes to the draft, that's kind of like my favorite part is when they show footage of like the background scenes of how the deals are being made, how the picks are being evaluated, the fairness in the trade. I love that shit, man.
Yeah.
Because it's not just one. We're watching one GM do this. There are 31 other GMs doing the same shit. Think about that room being like just being a fly in the wall in that room, hearing these phones just going absolutely berserk. Like that shit's electric. And I love like the post draft where that shit comes out because it's so entertaining. But okay, well, we'll stop with football because we're probably at like 25 minutes or so, right? 36.
Lord.
Ran out of storage. You want to end it?
You want to end it here?
We'll
and
end
then, yeah, we'll end it here. Okay, well,
We'll see you.
good stuff, guys. We will see you later.
See you.